Yeah.
Pues tienes que tener mucho context para
Well,
estar hablando de eso, like, be too updated.
one of the things is that here in Brownsville, there's just so much context.
Bueno, si tuvieras alguien en Matamoros que te estuviera dando información, like, quick information.
Fíjate,
Tuvieras those lados, intrigued.
well, we actually do get a lot of individuals from Matamoros on. Part of the problem is that most people in Matamoros, they want you to do the show in Spanish,
Oh.
and that is just takes up a whole mess load of time.
Pero luego yo te digo con los malos de que no quieren que salga content.
Well, you have to you have to prepare, and it's not as easy. Ahora, aparte, we don't completely know the system of what goes on in Matamoros. We have an idea because they're so close by, but a clear understanding of the system. It's like, I'll give you an example. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Hector. I'm here with El Primo, and we're talking about
Lintern. The lintern.
no llega ni a Monaguillo. But there's a different system. Look, it's one of the things. And again, last night we had a candidate on, a candidate that's running for county commissioner.
Who was it?
Chuck V.
Oh, Chuck.
Chuck V. He's up from Harlingen. And one of the things, and again, I like Chuck. He's a good friend. But you have to know your subject matter. You have to know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, you have to have a concept or an idea of what's going on. And I've never gotten off to the answers. Oh well, once we're there, we'll find out what's going on. No, I want you to learn the subject matter before. Again, nothing against Chuck. I mean, one of the things that I do like is that there's people that are not in that political circle that want to seek office. I think that's important. Look, it's like with the races. The races for BISD. In the races for BISD, we've got in the two races, we've got Prisi Roca Tipton against Victor Caballero. I mean, I already like Victor Caballero as a friend, as a guy, an acquaintance, because we don't have conversations. But automatically, in that race, I'm going to vote for Victor Caballero because I'm not going to vote for the incumbent. I'm not going to vote for Prisi to bring her back. In the other race, we got Denise against Roger Ortiz. And, I'm kind of a little bit perplexed as to why Roger Ortiz hasn't reached out or his people reached out to us. Automatically, I was wanting to see who else was going to jump into that race to see if there's someone that have been accessible to us. And neither one has been accessible. The only thing about Denise Garza is I want to hear from her. I want to hear from her, or I want to hear from Roger Ortiz, and have the opportunity to vet both candidates. In Prisi Roca's race, not a doubt. In the other race, where you have the racist, La Perra de Brown, and
Brown's,
yeah, vieja asquerosa.
Brown against,
Frank Ortiz. Sorry, what did I say? Fred.
Yeah.
Sorry. And see that's where I just got a message. That's where it goes again. He hasn't reached out, so I don't completely have a grasp of his name. And I posted it yesterday, but again, he hasn't reached out. So I'm going to give Denise Garza a chance. And I will say this about Denise Garza: she reached out to me at an event that we were at, and she actually invited me to one of her events, which I thought was amazing. Again, I don't know Frank Ortiz. Thank you for the correction. I don't know Frank Ortiz. I think his wife is a friend of mine on my page, but neither one has reached out to say, "Hey, so let's have a conversation."
I think if I was a candidate, I will take advantage of this free publicity. I mean, you're well known here in Brownsville.
Well,
just, you know what? Remember that lawyer that came with us? What was her name?
Liz.
Yeah, did she ever won?
No.
No? Oh, it sucks, man.
No, she didn't
that's
win.
For that GP candidate, right?
Yeah, for JP. And that was just.
Well, when she came, at least took time, sit down and talk to you and talk to her audience. And,
well,
if I was candidate, I will take advantage of that,
Part of the problem, I think.
Regardless if I like it or not.
Yeah. Well, there's very few that do like me, but
I don't care. I would take advantage.
I think part of the issue is that coming on Frank Ortiz used to be the principal of Cromack Elementary. See, I didn't even know that. But again,
Okay.
there's very little I know, and this is part of the problem, Paulina. De que, and whatever the case, let's say, oh well, he doesn't like Erasmo. That's fine. You don't have to like Erasmo. Erasmo's a voter. I'm still going to go out there and vote. So I want to hear
Oh,
from
you
them.
have a good audience.
Yeah. So I want to hear from them. I want. Uh, Good morning, Erasmo. Have a wonderful day and bendiciones. Bendiciones, Ashley. God bless. No, no me voy a dejar. Please explain. Why should we vote for Chuck V? I call him Vey. I think that VEIH looks more like Vey than V, but he calls himself Chuck V. Let me say, and I understand, Mateo. There was little brought to the table yesterday in regards, and look, I like Chuck, but there was little brought to the table. We didn't get a lot of information, and again, a new candidate, you know, but we know what the incumbent has stood for, and that's why you should vote for Chuck V. That's why you should vote for Chuck, because ya sabemos lo que tenemos con his opponent with I think Gus Reese. Yeah, part of the same old same old. Why do you want to bring back someone that's so horrible? It hasn't done anything. That gave himself a raise. So just because of that, Chuck should be the guy. But look, and again, one of the things that I've always said, you've got to be prepared for any race. You've got to be well versed in regards to the subject matter. Uh, the only reason I'm well versed is because I fight everyone. I mean, I'm out there fighting against everyone that's trying to screw the people, the community over. And I always get asked, and asked, well, what happened with you and Trey, with Trex? Trex was a good friend of yours. I love Trey. I really appreciated him. I loved Trey, as that until he until I could prove that he was trying to take money from the community. You know, and I don't go on hearsay. I don't go on pues dicen, dijeron. I don't go on that. I would have still stuck with Trey if all we had, folks, was dicen que se ratea la lana. I would have still be friends because I want proof, you know. And there's a difference, and I'll say this: there's a difference. Like when with Sylvia Atkinson, I knew that chick was stealing money. I knew, so I went after her even before anything could be proven was proven because I knew for a fact that it wasn't hearsay or anything else. With with Trey, I had faith that his heart was in the right place until he put his name up there to get money from the city of Brownsville, from the citizens of Brownsville, and money that should go to the poorest people. I mean, the guy's rich.
That's the problem, people that like you say, a lot of people they go with the who gives the biggest chicken plate, and I've been going to these houses over there by La Fault and all that. Is it like a poor area too? And they all complain because their taxes were like super high.
Horrible.
They used to pay like $700. Now they pay like 1,500, 1,800, and they say like, why? Well, that's because they went and they valued your home for more
Appraised
money,
value.
and you didn't went fight for it. Now
Well, agárrate, primo, agárrate. They just increased the tax rate again.
again,
So next year, okay, your house was appraised, and again, guys, your house used to be appraised at 100,000. This year, it was appraised at 130,000. So yours went up this much. Take into consideration you paid more taxes this year. Next year, you're going to pay even more
even more.
because your appraised value is over here. So va a ser garras a mucha gente. And look, I honestly think de que es un plan con maña. Because take into consideration, guys, it's still this corrupt political machine that ultimately decides what homes to buy once they become foreclosed.
Yeah, because they can't afford pay taxes.
No, they can't. Pero think about this: the políticos they buy las houses that get foreclosed y dejan las obras ahí para el resto de la gente.
Yeah.
O sea, they get first dibs. So think of this: you have a home, and think of it. And people say, "Ah, that's just conspiracy theory." No, guys, we already know that the Cameron County politicos, they take up the houses they want y dejan las obras for the foreclosed homes. Now think of this: everything in regards to property is going up. I mean, I get text messages almost every day wanting to buy the property acá en La Polk. Every day, every day. Hey, are you interested in selling? You're interested in selling because the market is there's people wanting to buy. So think of this, guys. They increased your appraised value. Now, next year, they increase your taxes. So what's happened? A lot of folks, primo, aren't going to be able to pay. So the county is going to foreclose on these houses. Well, what do they do once they foreclose on the property? Well, then they put them up for auction or they sell them. Who gets first dibs?
The insiders,
The políticos.
the ones that have that the information inside, is that inside trading. They're the ones. Hey, compadre, vente, gastó una casa en like
No,
10,000.
and we know, and the Isaguirres did this. The Isaguirres, I mean, the Isaguirres, they would get people to say, "Vas a comprar esta casa." It's their house, not under their name, but it's again. I'm not supposing. It's not like It's we all know it happens, guys. So what? So the question is it all plan con maña to screw the people of Brownsville over? Because at the end of the day, folks, you're the ones that get screwed over.
Yeah.
Because let's say that well your whole house doesn't get foreclosed. Well, they still te fregaron con un chorro de taxes.
Nobody's looking for the, well, I'm gonna quote movie for the little man because yesterday I went to a home. See, the old lady was living on the check de su viudo. The daughter que estaba con ella tiene disability check, and they already $3,000 down on taxes.
It's horrible.
I mean, she was like honestly, she was like she had to drink some pills because she knew was the next step. Next step is they put a reg tag there, and that's it.
You're out of a
She's
property.
like, I don't know what to do.
Well, if you're
I told her you can go to San Benito and fight for the taxes, but I mean, since she's like, I don't know, mentally ill or something. I don't know.
you see,
Nobody's looking for them.
no, and that's the problem. The problem is that you know, look, there's a lot of individuals here. It's como my grandparents. They bought their house, their property allá en la Ruiz Street. They paid $700 for it. This is back in 1950, 19. They paid $700 for it. And let me say, es el patrimonio de la familia. O sea, es lo que ellos han podido a través de el esfuerzo, el trabajo de toda una vida. O sea, para tener este tantito, este poquito. Think of it, folks. You work all your life, 20, 30 years, to have this little piece of property, this home. And all of a sudden, you can't pay for it because the taxes went up. Your light bill's gone up like crazy. Food's gone up. Everything's gone up. And in a big old swoop, the county comes and says, "We're taking your patrimonio.
Yeah.
We're taking what you worked all your life for." And they don't care. No se tocan el corazón. They don't care. They take the property and then they get to pick your property because it's a nice property and they become all the more rich. That's the problem. That's what Trey did with that Coca-Cola building because there was other people interested in buying that Coca-Cola building. I know, I think Jack, a friend of mine, Jack said, "Hey man, I was wanting to buy that building, but Trex was able to acapararlo and then wanted we all, the people of Brownsville, to pay for the renovation." Isn't it que chulo el
Oh,
pelado?
yeah, no te gastes tu dinero, ¿para qué?
¿Para qué? If you can use your money, why should I use my money? That's their idea.
That's what something I admire about Donald Trump when he was president that he knows business and he says that all those people that were in the White House, like for like he called them the swamp people,
The swamp.
they know all the loopholes. They know how to use the system. That's why they were all becoming multimillionaires. Well, they're still becoming.
They are millionaires.
Like Pelosi, she's inside. She has a bunch of information
Yeah.
that she can share with the ones that she.
Her close circle.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing here.
Exactamente. And it's exactly the
The
same thing.
same.
And look, it's kind of trippy because all those Democrats up in Washington, they're like, oh, we're out for the poor. They're
No.
millionaires. They're
Yeah,
millionaires.
that's lies.
Well, let me tell you, folks, all the Democrats here locally, all the Democrats here locally are millionaires. All the políticos. Eddie Trevino, he's a multimillionaire. Joey Lopez, Gus Reese, Sofia Benavides, Garza, they're all millionaires.
Que le dan a la gente chicken plate.
And what do you get? Yeah, chicken plates, enchilada plates now.
Enchilada plate.
Enchilada plates, guys. Tortilla con
We need
queso.
to break that chain, that circle, man.
You know, I'm wondering if I should be giving out chicken plates también now or enchilada plates. They're cheap. Queso y tortillas. You know, ahí te va enchiladas.
Dale, vota por mí.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just joking. But look, Trex Mendex, millionaire. Roy Las Chanclas, probably a millionaire already. I mean, they've got so much money coming in. La Gowan, la estúpida imbécil de la Gowan, millionaire. Nerith Kolonsky, millionaire. John
Oh,
Cowan,
those guys have
millionaire.
a lot of
They're
money.
all
Wow.
millionaires.
Yeah.
Uh, Silvia Garza Perez, they're all millionaires. Tony Sagi, they're all millionaires. All of them. They're all Democrats.
Yeah.
So do you really think that they care about the poor?
No,
They don't. They make themselves all the more rich off the backs of people like you and me. And again, it's just very very unfortunate.
there's people out there that they can defend themselves, and these people they don't care.
Oh,
They don't
question. I
care.
got a question. Once elected, can you do anything to stop those superfluous tax exemptions? Yes. And let me tell you, that's one of the first things I'd love to do is go out there and at least, guys, because in the case that there's nothing that I can do, show you, show the people. These are the guys that are getting tax exemptions, and they're politicos. Throw it out there, in because of transparency. You know, go out there and show the people of Brownsville, how few taxes these people are actually paying. And let me tell you, that's one of the things that I would love to bring to light, and a lot of other things, and just share with people. Look, this is what's going on, and the only way, guys, that we can share that type of information is if we're in the inside. And look, I'll make mention. One of the reasons why, and again, for me at BISD, it was a learning process. It was a learning process. Uh, had the whole board and against us. I mean, they had control of it. Not an excuse, but it's a matter of fact. But let me tell you, I learned the inner workings of what everything was done. That's why when I went to the FBI, it didn't sound like a
Under
crazy
the
nut.
table.
Yeah, everything's under the table, guys. When I went to the FBI, I wasn't a crazy nut. Buenas tardes. What the hell?
I gotta go, primo. Have a
No,
great day, people.
we just started. I only got 15 more minutes.
Yeah, well, I gotta go. I gotta go to school and see what's up.
Uh, Again, that's what that is what that is what's up. Why do you think Chuck is running? I don't know. I can't get into the mind and understand why individuals decide to run. He was asked yesterday. He says that he wants to make a difference. And again, I hope that everyone that seeks political office, just wants to make a difference. So I'm going to take him at his word. And again, Mateo, again, I understand completely. I'm not going to, hide stuff or taparle a nadie. You know, could have been a better presentation yesterday. 100% could have been. But we know what we have. We need change. And look, love to have a conversation with any sitting county commissioner, anyone. Sofia Benavides, Reina Garza. I'd love to have Reese, not Reina, Reese, Garza, Eddie Trevino, Joey Lopez. I'd love to have a sit down conversation with them. Why not? No, they're not accessible to us, and that's also very unfortunate. I think Chuck would be accessible to us. So I don't know his reasoning as to why. Just have to take him at his word at this point because he doesn't have a track record. See, that's the difference between what we have and who we're getting to know. what we have is a track record. And again, as of right now, I still stand firm. No incumbent should be brought back. None. Let me go through the comments. And again, I'm by myself. The thing is that the rich steal the poor, and that's sad because why do that to the lower class instead of helping the correct way? Well, this is what's so trippy, actually, because one of the things that the Democrats that we have in office right now, and again, I'm talking about locally, and again, a lot of people go like, "Ah, that's what you're sounding like a Republican," but este, you're not. Again, look, guys, for me, it's not a matter of Republican or for me, it's not a matter of Republican or Democrat. It's the rata and the not rata. It is the individuals that have promised and have voted against the people here in our community. But at the end of the day, these individuals, the Democrats here, they believe in all these social programs in order to have everyone equal because that's part of the socialistic mentality. Todos iguales. And speaking as someone who was in Cuba, I mean, I've actually visited a socialist country. Let me tell you, folks, we do not want socialism here in Cameron County. We do not want socialism in the United States, guys. It is horrible. I mean, Cuba was beautiful. People are beautiful. The system, socialistic system, is horrible. And for the party that state that they want equal for everyone, you're right, Ashley. They steal from the poorest amongst us. So the one that the primo was mentioning, that lady that's on a you know, um, spousal benefits, spousal survivor check, and the disability check that her daughter gets, those guys might be put out of a home. Where are the Democrats? Where's the socialist programs that are supposed to help this person out? And again, it's really very, very unfortunate. One of the things that, and look, again, I love my kids that come over from Mexico that are American citizens. But one of the things that they did at the school district, BISD, at the command of Priscilla Tipton, was set up buses at the bridge. And it's something that had never been done before. They set up buses, BISD buses at the bridge in order to transport the students to school, the kids that were coming in from Mexico. And again, guys, I will say, if you're an American citizen, more power to you. I think a lot of the folk coming over from Mexico might not necessarily be American citizens. And again, it's unfortunate because a lot of the services that could be given to a lot of the folks that are already here is that are sent to other places. And that's what's unfortunate. It's a very corrupt city. It's a very corrupt city. It's a very corrupt county. It really, really is. But again, and as much, guys, as we want to, to slam the system, we vote for the system. So ultimately, it's the voters' fault. It's voter apathy. It's individuals that don't vote. And, we could bitch every day. And let me tell you, I saw a PUB post where they were trying to justify their rates, saying that they had lower rates than other companies throughout the state of Texas. And let me say, there was like 300 comments out there. Not one of them was positive. People are pissed. The question is, are they pissed enough to come out and vote and to bring other people out to vote? That's what we're hoping on. Preach. Right? A good rule of thumb is never vote for an incumbent, especially if you know you didn't like how things were for the last 2 to 4 years, unless real positive changes were made. Again, I agree with Yasmin 100%, Mateo, and we should take that into account. We know what we have. We know what we have. Do we want 4 more years of that crap? It's the same thing with BISD. I'm hoping that teachers and principals and deans and assistant principals uh, s- start voting correctly. Start voting with your head instead of your heart, because I learned that a lot of people at BISD, voted against Erasmo Castro. And again, what did it get you? It got you crap. And that's what's very unfortunate. Yes. Let's say we don't get a majority. We can at least do something about transparency, uncover their tranzas and hold them to their feet to the fire. Be a thorn on their side. We need all new commissioners and board members. Fuera ratas. Speaking of ratas, Adela Garza was in the boardroom last night with Prissy Roca Tipton. They're inseparable, guys. It's true. Inseparable. And that's what's very unfortunate. We don't get anything new. It's just the same old crap over and over and over again. That's what has to change. Can you say puro 956 por los Democrats? Yeah, 100% Christian. That's what's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because we have so much potential, Christian. So much potential. So much potential. We just need to weaponize. And what I mean by weaponize is, of course, don't take our guns. But what we need to weaponize is start playing a little bit more active role in regards to the decision making process around here. And the only way that that's going to happen is if, again, individuals go out and vote. Individuals make sure that other people go out and vote and become a part of the electoral process. And the way our community becomes a part of the electoral process is you go out there full heartedly and support your candidate. Go up there and hold a sign, put up a sign, make phone calls, text messages, everything. It's the only way. Either we fight together or we continue to live under the thumb of the corrupt political Democrat machine that exists here, bro. It's just that simple. No, they really don't. No, they don't. Beto don't give a crap about Texas. He doesn't. And again, I think that Beto's aspirations go outside of Texas. Texas is too red for Beto. And look, let's say that Beto would win, it would still be too red for him. Guys, there's no way Beto can win. There's no way that Beto can win, and there's no way that Beto would be good for Texas. Trey don't care about Brownsville. He doesn't. The only thing Trex cares about is putting more money into his pocket, and that's what's really very unfortunate. Because again, at a point in time, I believed in Trey. I don't. I don't care that I didn't care that he is a Democrat. Back then, I didn't care he was a Democrat. I just believed that he would do a good job for the city of Brownsville. I was wrong, and I can admit when I'm wrong. When rich steals the poor, it's continual. Democrats don't care about anything but themselves and pocketing money. Yes, 1,000%. It's true. Eddie Trevino is a joke too. Yeah. And look, guys, and people are going back and into what we're all suffering for right now is, the money that we're paying PUB. And again, I'm amazed at the response of a lot of individuals out there. More people are upset about PUB than the mess that these commissioners and county judge made out of COVID-19 vaccinations. More people are upset at PUB than Eddie Trevino and county commissioners Joey Lopez, Sofia Benavides go out there and voting for themselves a big old raise. And guys, let me tell you, one of the masterminds for what's happening with PUB is Eddie Trevino. 1,000,000%. Erasmo for mayor, for president. Love you, bro. Preach. Um, because they don't care. The Democrats are so stupid and they make me so mad. I think right now they're making everybody mad. Good morning. Good morning. Julio Hermoso. A third new parody song video coming soon. I love those. So, what's your take on PUB? Again, Frank, we've been screaming about this for a while. Es puro raterío. puro raterío. And it's unfortunate, it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, they may go out there and say, well, we're going to be paying less. We all know we're not paying less. Guys, have you seen individuals post their bills? I mean, seven, eight, nine, $1,000 bill, PUB, guys. Individuals are paying more electricity rates. They're paying more for PUB than they're paying for their mortgage. That's crazy. When what powers the home winds up costing you more than your home. That's crazy. Guys, I'm at that point here at my office. I'm paying as much for electricity than I am for rent. That's madness. Who put the finger on the museum guy for the pornography? Oh, the feds did. Who is the most corrupt individual? Let me tell you, they're all in a very, very close knit race. But it's the corrupt political machine that exists here, the one that is eating our lunch. And those are the Democrats. This is what the Democrats are doing. They're just sipping their coffee, laying back and laughing at all the corruption they're making. They don't care about the people. They only care about themselves. The only thing is for everyone to come together. But what's the point if people don't actually vote or speak up because they're afraid that there's nothing to be afraid of? Once we all come united, nothing can break the people. 100%. And I've shared a couple of these memes. Guys, once, I don't know if y'all remember that Ant movie, but I think it was like the grasshoppers that were in control, or cockroaches. I'm not sure, but they said, if they would realize that they outnumber us like hundreds and thousands to one, they know that they could overthrow us. Unfortunately for the sheep here, the ants, they don't. Guys, we have the power to take back the city. We have the power to take back the county, guys, and turn them red. And let me tell you again, I do not like Mayra Flores that much. I don't. But what she accomplished was amazing. Amazing. Don't care for the person, and that's okay. But what she accomplished was amazing. And you got to give props where props are due. And it was an amazing feat. Can she keep the seat? Probably not, but we'll see. The only way, and again, this is one of the things that I've shared with the Republican Party. The only way that it's going to work for the Republican Party here locally is if there's true unity. And there isn't. There isn't. Uh, the only way that it's going to work is if we work together. Not a lot of that is happening. And I think part of the problem is a lot of these different factions and group that think that they know our people down here. Look, I've stated this, and I'm going to say this again. The only way that Republicans are going to win here locally is if they get a lot of Democrats to come out and vote for them. And that's where I come in because I have my base of people. My Democrats are voting for me. My Republicans are voting for me. The ones supposedly, according to a lot of the high people in the Republican Party, a lot of the convincing, unfortunately, that I have to do is with a lot of the Republicans, and that's stupid. Because if you're a Republican voting for a corrupt Democrat, you are stupid. And again, I've had this public fight with some chairs out there that are out there supporting Trex Mendex. You're supporting a corrupt Democrat who's taken and stolen from the people of our community, from the poorest amongst us. Let me tell you, I do not mince words, and I do not hide behind party. I hide behind my community, and I stand and fight for my community. The rich will always take from the poor. It's time we take from them. It's time. Texas should take over Mexico and call it Tex-Mex. I think we're already there. Chuck was born in Tampico, Tamaulipas, so his family could own land in Mexico and enrich themselves. What does this tell us about the man? That's a lot of supposition, Mateo. I know he was born in Tampico. I don't know if his family owns land in Mexico. You're supposing, and again, I don't want to base stuff on supposition. I want the facts. That's one of the things that we've been able to go after the current commissioners and the current judge, county judge, and the current mayor of the city of Brownsville and the current commissioners, that we have facts, not supposition. See, you're bringing in a lot of, well, let's suppose. Facts, my man. Always facts. Don't be scared to speak up, people. We all have a voice and we all can vote. We all can come together in peace and come united to beat the evil. Yes, the only way that evil wins is if good people stay quiet. I'm going to coin that phrase. Let's just try to keep one foot in the door, BIC. I guess Roca Tipton is her next Sylvia to do just that. Yes, and look, Adela Garza has already been proven a big old rata by the federal government, by the FBI. There's a lot of complaints while being there. Are a lot of complaints while being compliancy complacent. Maybe I wonder how it's tracking the money to Mexico. Well, let me tell you, one of the things that we did have the Mexican mafia. Here at the BISD, at different other entities, electoral entities here locally, guys. Uh, One way that we were able to track the money back to Mexico, Cayetano, was when we were the ones, and it was Erasmo Castro that brought to the light, guys, that brought to the light uh, Barbacoa Gate. But there's a lot more Barbacoa Gates out there, guys. Complaint. How do you feel about term limits at the county level? I see neither Democrats or Republican Party in favor of it. Philip, I agree with it a 1,000%. I will only serve 2 terms, and I'm out. If I can't accomplish what I've hoped to accomplish in 2 terms, why should you give me another one? I believe in term limits in every elected office, locally, at the state level, and at the national level. We need term limits, Philip. We need term limits for city elected officials, definitely county, and also for state. Look, guys, we've got dynasties out there, and dynasties should be no more. Good morning. Good morning. Let's have a positive day today, everyone. Christopher Arlay. Love you, Papa. I wonder who's tracking the money going to Mexico. Well, that's our job. My opinion only. Imagine if the people started to vandalize PUB offices and vehicles in retaliation for the outrageous prices. That might be the only way for people to show their frustration. Part of the problem with that, Eddie, is it's something that I've shared before. And again, I'm not condoning this in any way, shape, or form. Uh, if we vandalize or damage PUB property, we're damaging our own property. Because the truth of the matter is, we own PUB, like we own City of Brownsville Parks, like we own all these amenities that are here in the city of Brownsville and in Cameron County. We own them. The problem is that elected officials have made the people of Brownsville, the people of Cameron County, feel and believe that we don't. We own all this. It's ours. So we'd be vandalizing from ourselves. Is it a conflict of interest for Adela Garza to support Priscilla got tipped in for BISD, especially after Adela was caught making deals with Sylvia Atkinson for contracts with BISD? Yes, a million percent. And again, this is not, and again, going back into this is not supposition, guys. This is facts. Amen. Good morning. Good morning, hermoso. How do we get rid of the and reset the PUB board? By getting rid of every single city commissioner. No one, guys, that is seeking re-election should be brought back, and we don't need them back. We don't need Jessica Tetro back. We don't need Nerith Kolonsky back. We don't need John Cowan back. Definitely don't need Trex Mendix back. Good morning. Good morning. Who can I talk to that's higher than everyone in Brownsville for BISD? Me and my wife had a meeting yesterday at Hannah with the principal about favoritism. You can tell just by the way she talked and defended some players. She's all favoritism too. Again, I would reach out to AAs. I'm not sure which one is in charge of Hannah, or the superintendent or the deputies. Are you going to start an investigation of the light bills like a lawsuit? We be suing ourselves. Chuck said last night that he was used by his dad to own land in Mexico and comply with the law. Yeah, I didn't completely understand what he was saying with that. And part of the, I guess, my ignorance in regards to it, and someone asked me, actually, that's what we started the show with, because the primo was asking me in regards to, maybe reaching out and including Matamoros in what we speak about. Let me say, part of the problem is don't know the system in Mexico or in Matamoros. So I wouldn't have a whole heck a load of information in regards to what's happening in Mexico. So I didn't completely understand what he was talking about. And again, if that was the case, it's just so very, very unfortunate. I'm being real when I say, pero uno se cansa de ser bueno. Good morning, hermoso. A bet and good morning. You said there will be more federal cases, but we have not seen anything after Sylvia. Not yet. One of the things that we learned uh, with one of the things that we learned with the feds is that they work like molasses. Guys, think of this, Eduardo. It took 6 years, 6 years for them to form a case against Sylvia Atkinson. Sylvia! Good morning, stud. Love you. Area Alton Gloria está secuestrada por el PUB. No nos dejan cambiar de compañía de luz porque no hay otra compañía de luz. Es un monopolio. And that's what's unfortunate, guys. When there is no competition, guys, you're screwed. Who can you fight? Where can you go? Nowhere. We're stuck. The only power that we have is to get rid of every single commissioner, mayor, and even at the county level. Who put the finger on Villalobos? I'm not sure. I do know that it was an insane small amount of money, guys. I think he was screwed over with $2,000. I think Isaguirre was accused of like $200. Lima's $500. I mean, petty amounts. Para que los tiene. Guys, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much for sticking with me for these 45 minutes. Uh, Great show. Guys, the only way that we're going to cause an impact here locally is if we continue to unite, we continue to fight, continue to call them out on all their crap, and continue to become part of the electoral process. It's the only way that's going to work. I need you. And for a long time, people in the city of Brownsville, this community, have needed me. I've been here for you. I need you. Guys, have a great day. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer, still believing all that crap. Guys, one more. The only way I see PUB problem addressing is by creating a watchdog group knowledgeable in dissecting everything under the microscope and get ready to face the heat, because those behind it are ready to throw everything at everyone. Yes, part of the problem, Philip, is that's why we voted for these individuals at the city commission and for the mayor to oversee all this, to address our issues with them. They have failed us. They have failed us then. They failed us now. They will continue to fail us if we continue to vote them in. Guys, see you tonight at 9 p.m. Hola, Miriam Hermosa. Ya nos vamos. Guys, see you tonight at 9 p.m. Guys, have a great day. Stay blessed. Bring me food. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.